Today we're going to be learning about the number plane and graphs, which is 3.11. Alright, so one thing to remember is when we're talking about number planes, it's not the same as a number line. This is a number line, not a number plane. This is a number plane, and it's also called a Cartesian plane. So the number plane is used to represent the position of in 2 dimensions. So it has 2 numbers that are used to represent it. And the numbers are called coordinates. You would be familiar with the word coordinates. You may have played Battleship in the past. Okay, so they must be written in a certain way. They must have brackets and be separated by a comma. It is also very important that the x-axis goes first before the y-axis, and a way to remember that is that x comes before y in the alphabet. Alright, there are other important points to remember. The ones I've already talked about is the x-axis, and that is the horizontal, so that goes across. And then we've got the y-axis here, and that goes up, which is vertically. Alright, so there are other important things to remember. The origin, that is always labelled with a 0. That's another important point to remember. And then you have your coordinates, and obviously we've talked about how they need to be labelled. I'm sure you're quite familiar with coordinates, so I'm not going to go into that in too much depth. Now we're going to go to the next step, which is working with rules in a table. We've been doing this in the last couple of topics, but we need to also transfer this into the Cartesian plane. So we've got a given rule, and then you've got a table that you need to fill in the values of. So this is the table where you need to fill the values in, and then we're going to actually use that to plot them on the Cartesian plane or the number plane. So the rule we need to look at is the output equals input plus 2. So here we have the table, we've got the output, the first one's been done for you. So the output is 2 and the input is 0. So the next one, output equals input plus 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 2, 4, 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, you can see also that I've already started writing the coordinates down so that I know how to plot them, but they're really already in the table. So I'm going to quickly write them down the correct way, and that just makes it easier for me. Well, we need to put a comma here too, to put it in the table, in the Cartesian plane, I should say. Use the correct language, Mrs. Ray. Alright, so 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, and I'm done.